Hi, my name is Carlos Hernandez. I'm an electrical engineering major at FIU, currently taking an ethical hacking class with Professor Faisal Kalim. And today the topic that I want to discuss, it's called ARP spoofing. You might think, what's ARP spoofing? Well, ARP spoofing is a type of attack in which a hacker sends a falsified ARP or address resolution protocol message over a local area network. Well, an address resolution protocol is just basically the way that a device connects to the internet protocol. That way, it can find itself within MAC address on a local network. There's different type of attacks that can be done this way. The first one will be like a denial of service attack or a DOS attack, which is basically you are spoof and link the multiple IP addresses with a single MAC address. When that happens, you're just basically flooding with IP addresses the target that's on that MAC address. The other one would be session hijacking. Well, when you do an ARP spoof with the session hijack, you're basically stealing IDs, or you're granting attackers the access to private systems or data. And today, the one that I will be showing you or giving you a brief synopsis on how it works will be the man-in-the-middle attack, which basically I'm going to intercept the IP address and the MAC address from a router or a service, and just basically show or pretend that I'm either or. I'm just going to be cloning each address, and I'm going to be in the middle doing some sort of like sniffing or trying to control the machines. I did some research, and there's some ways that you can prevent this sort of problems. One is doing a packet filtering, which basically you filter packets. You inspect the packets as they are transmitted across the network. They're really useful because you're basically preventing and filtering out or blocking anything that hasn't been authorized with the right information. Another way it's to it's for organizations to develop protocols that rely very minimal on trust relationships. Anything that any software that requires much information from you, then it shouldn't be done. Well, you can always get ARP software detection. There's a whole bunch of programs out there that you can use. I use Wireshark myself. I just basically sniff around for packets, anything that looks dubious or fishy. It can be seen with Wireshark. I really recommend it. And the last one will be to use cryptographic network protocols or TLS, Secure Shell, which is SSH, or the new HTTPS secure. Most of the websites that I logged in, they're just on HTTP. So with the HTTPS, the communication protocols they're a lot higher. They encrypt data before the transmission, and they authenticate the data when they receive it. Well, I'm gonna move on to show you how to R spoof. Just to give you an example, I know there's a whole bunch of people out there they love coffee or that really good food from McDonald's. Well, whenever you go to Starbucks, you get a coffee, you sit down, connect your computer, and you're not really inspecting what type of network, who's on the other side, or who else is connected in that network. Or when you go to McDonald's, the same thing too. You're connecting to a public network. There's people out there that they really have malicious intentions, and with what I'm about to show you is just something that, with very basic knowledge, it could be done. Your computer can be hijacked. Any information that you have out there can be seen if you're not protected or if you're not doing prevention measures to avoid this. I had to do the video in two parts just because once I started running my virtual machines along with the screencaster, my computer apparently cannot handle so much data running. I had the Kali Linux and the Windows XP at the same time, and it just wouldn't record. What I did in the video, it's use Wireshark to sniff for packets within my own network. I opened my Windows command prompt just to verify that whatever I was tracking, it was in fact the one from my virtual computer, my Windows XP. Once I did that, I opened Kali Linux and started an ARP spoofing attack. This one is the man in the middle, whereas I clone the MAC address from my router and the IP address from my computer, and I put them to think that they were both that I was them. Like I did a ping on the router and I did a ping on the IP address. I was right in the middle talking to both of them. They both thought that it was just between them, but I was in the middle. Once I did that, I forwarded the communication to my computer to the Kali Linux virtual machine, so I could start different commands. I did a driftnet command, so I could display anything that the other user was doing. In this case, apparently when I would run the screencaster, it wouldn't display properly when I was using the method, but it does work. Once I turn off the screencaster, it works perfectly. It's just an issue with my computer, I guess. And I also went ahead and did a URL snarf, whereas you can see any website that the user is using, and you can track them. You can open any links that they have done or typed in any browser. Well, really sorry that I didn't have the whole description of the video just because my computer is really old. But if you put time and you check it really well, you can be able to do it as well.